be that guy one last time.
Save your time. Save your money. Welcome to Rotten Real Roll. I'm Sinmin. Today, we're going to talk about the recent release starring Mark Wahlberg and Michelle Monaghan in The Family Plan. Before we start, please like, share, and follow our channel if you enjoy this content. Don't forget to hit the notification bell and choose the all button for updates. Thank you. In the comments section of the previous episode, a viewer reminded me that I shouldn't tell people whether they should watch a particular movie, because it only represents my personal preferences and could potentially offend others. He makes a valid point, so in the future, I might avoid using recommending words and phrases like "you shouldn't waste your time," which only reflect my own opinion. To be frank, this movie wouldn't have been our review target initially, because it's so mediocre that it makes me feel like the director didn't choose to make this movie out of creative inspiration. It's more like a child forced to complete the homework, as if some executive at the production company discovered they had some budget left at the end of the year and called a few people for a meeting, saying, "Let's just make some random movie and use up this money." Within 10 minutes, everyone agreed to make a family comedy. This genre is always popular in America, so they decided to start shooting over the weekend. However, I still decided to talk about this terrible movie, not just to showcase a negative example and remind everyone not to waste their time, but more importantly, I see serious problems in today's film production industry from it. Without further ado, let's dive in. Mark Wahlberg plays a former elite hitman who, after leaving the organization, chooses to live in obscurity with his wife, Michelle Monaghan, and their 3 children. In the eyes of his wife and children, Mark is a cowardly and dull car salesman. Despite this, their life can be considered happy. One day, the organization unexpectedly discovers Mark's whereabouts. The head of the organization is Mark's father, and due to losing this elite hitman, the organization's business has declined. To force him to return to the organization and resume his old job, they start chasing him. Mark also realizes this, so he uses a trip as an excuse and takes his whole family on the run. I don't know how you felt when you heard this plot summary, but my initial reaction was, isn't this just a copy of the Indian movie Leo that I criticized in the last episode? Maybe they bought the script rights for Leo? Otherwise, how did the directors thousands of miles apart come up with the same lousy idea and create a completely unexplained antagonist who insists on killing his own son at the same time? The probability must be incredibly low. However, this terrible plot summary is the most memorable aspect of this movie. Aside from that, you won't find anything else in this movie that you remember, including the ending where the wife throws a bamboo pole like a javelin to kill Maggie Q. Even though that might be the most exciting scene the director could come up with. The film also has a bunch of strange and counterintuitive settings. For instance, the son, who's a gamer, manages to control a drone and defeat a bunch of professional assassins through his gaming skills. Additionally, after the son and daughter help their father kill over a dozen hitmen, their first reaction is not fear but "wow, we're such a happy family." Perhaps it's a genetic thing. Apart from a bunch of irrationalities, the story progression in the whole movie is very formulaic, almost as if it's following a screenwriter's beat sheet. The movie's biggest laughs come from Mark trying to hide the fact that they are on the run from his family. However, that's not enough to carry a comedy film. In conclusion, this is almost a movie born out of mediocrity, and the creator's intention was simply to create a standard Hollywood popcorn movie. It gathers all the typical elements of a family comedy: a middle-aged man who's bored with his monotonous daily life, and his wife who has lost passion in their sex life. They have a pair of rebellious children. The son is a gamer, and the daughter is tired of her father's lectures. You see, it's nearly identical to the setup I discussed in Leave the World Behind. The only difference is that the former is a movie that makes you dream, telling you that after a series of events, the husband and wife rediscover their passion from their youth, and the children, upon seeing another side of their father, start to respect him again. The latter is a reminder of harsh reality. If you like, you can call it a dream movie, and it's specially made for the man-children. I don't know when it started, but the term American dream has started to lose its meaning. I certainly agree that movies can be used for dreaming, but dreams and drugs are different things. The American dream of the past, as seen in movies like Forrest Gump and The Pursuit of Happiness, used to tell you that despite life's many hardships, as long as you persevere and don't give up, you have the chance to live the life you want. This dream was for adults, and it was achievable with hard work. Sometimes, this kind of dream can also be the opposite, as in American Beauty and God Bless America. It brings you back to reality, telling you that life is cruel, and the ending may not be rosy, but you must face it. But the man children don't need either. The former dream feels too challenging, and the latter is too negative. What we need is instant gratification without any effort. So, driven by this huge demand, Hollywood producers started mass-producing movies like The Family Plan. By stimulating the shallowest layers of the cerebral cortex, they offered audiences a mild form of mental pornography, and producers earned profits. Both sides were satisfied. In reality, I don't believe that audiences are generally so shallow, or that there is such a high demand for this man-child dream. However, movie companies that control production and distribution resources seem to think so, or at least hope so, much like drug dealers hoping for more addicts. This might partly explain the question I raised in the last episode's conclusion: why are movies all over the world getting worse? Yes, this trend is not limited to Hollywood, it's just more pronounced there. My biggest hope is that AI technology can develop mature text-to-video generation technology sooner. At that time, everyone will have the opportunity to make movies based on their own ideas, without having to endure these nutritionless trash films. Well, that's all for today. If you enjoyed this episode, please feel free to like, subscribe, and share our video. And don't forget to ring the bell for updates, so that YouTube's algorithm can better recommend our channel. See ya!